From Wish TV and the All Indiana Podcast Network, this is the News 8 Daily 8 Podcast, a Wish TV News 8 update.
Hi, this is Hannah Mordeaux, and this is a special edition of your News 8 Daily 8 and Daybreak Drive-In for Monday, July 28th. It is another scorcher outside, starting in the high 70s, getting up to the low 90s, but feeling like 100 to 105 degrees outside. Could be another day where you get a pop-up storm here or there, but for the most part, we are dealing with dangerous heat for the next few days. As Indianapolis police investigate, they have not said what led up to a shooting that landed 5 people in the hospital. It happened yesterday afternoon on the city's far northeast side. News 8's Hernan Gutierrez is on this story this morning, and he starts with the fact that police have not made any arrests in this case.
They haven't made any arrests yet, and IMPD says that they are also not actively looking for any suspects in that shooting. It happened just before 4:15 yesterday afternoon. Police were called to a home on Hornicle Drive in the Deer Run subdivision that's near 38th and North County Line Road. When they got there, officers say they found one person shot. Then, sometime after, 4 others showed up to local hospitals with gunshots. A police spokesperson say they are asking for any security or doorbell camera video to help with the investigation.
This is relatively a quieter neighborhood, and so we're hoping that witnesses come forth and neighbors come forth and give us the information that we'll need.
IMPD says one person was critically injured and 4 others were stable. All of the people shot were males, but they weren't sure how old they are. Investigators believe at least some of the people involved shot at each other and that all of those people involved are accounted for. In the newsroom, I'm Hernan Gutierrez for Wish TV and WishTV.com.
An apparent exchange of gunfire in Grant County. Investigators say they're looking for a suspect who ran after Marion police officer fired shots at them. State police say they were called yesterday morning to 4th and Western Street in Marion. Police received a call about a passenger in an SUV firing shots at a pedestrian. Police say when they found the SUV at 1st and D Streets, they saw the suspect firing shots, so an officer fired at the suspect. Investigators say it appears no one was hit by the gunfire. They did not release a description of the suspect. The state health department says it's detected West Nile virus in mosquitoes in Delaware County. Over the weekend, the department announced it found the virus while doing routine testing on a group of trapped mosquitoes. They say there are some ways that you can minimize your risk of exposure. Remove standing water in ponds, gutters, flower pots, and pool covers. Check the household items that you have that could hold water, maybe like grills or trash cans. And also, when you have to be outside, you should use EPA-registered insect repellents that contain DEET. Bubba Wallace is the champion of the Brickyard 400, making history at the Indianapolis Motor Speedway. Despite rain and 2 overtimes, Wallace held on with low fuel in the last lap to become the first black driver ever to win a race on the IMS Oval. Wallace edged out defending champion Kyle Larson by less than a quarter of a second.
It's super cool. I'm not big on history. I'm not a history buff, and I understand that this is a crown jewel event, and that a lot of people have been working really hard to win this race. Not only the drivers, but pit crew members, crew chiefs, crew members. My gas man said 20 years he's been trying to win this thing.
This is Wallace's first win of the season and his 3rd career NASCAR Cup victory, and he was at the track with some superstars.
It's a sweet day for racing and for cookies. Nom, 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 nom. Drivers, to your cars!
Of course, with a cookie in hand, Cookie Monster gave the official start to the race as the Grand Marshal. Oscar the Grouch's pet worm, Slimy, also made the trip from Sesame Street to Speedway, and Wallace took some selfies with him. The Brickyard 400's pace car had a pacer behind the wheel, at least for a little bit. Pascal Siakam served as the honorary pace car driver. It's an opportunity he says he was not about to pass up.
This is my home now, and I'm super excited to be here. And I have a special bond with the state, like Indiana in general, and it's just like being able to be a part of it was awesome, and we just want to continue to do good for the city, for the state, and again, this is another cool opportunity to see the people and hang out.
Siakam says he was eager to be at this race, especially since he was not able to be at the Indianapolis 500. Of course, the Pacers play the Knicks in the Eastern Conference Finals on that same day. On the IndyCar circuit, Alex Palou continues to dominate the season. Palou took the checkered flag this weekend at the Grand Prix of Monterey in California. He has now won 8 of the 14 races in the IndyCar series this season and has an overwhelming series points lead with just 3 races to go. Kids go back to school in Indianapolis in 1 week from today. This morning, IPS Superintendent Alicia Johnson joined Daybreak as the district enters year 2 of the Rebuilding Stronger plan.
This year, we get to just really continue to execute on what has been a really strong start to a first year with introducing new academic models across our district, with new opportunities for our students like art, music, PE, and computer science in every elementary school, as well as foreign language, algebra, band or orchestra in every middle school, as well as our expanded middle school athletics. So we're just going to keep going and get better.
It seems like parents and students have been receptive to the middle school plan, and you've had a large enrollment, consistent, it seems like, going into this year.
We have. Anytime you're starting off doing something new, you're going to expect some bumps in the road, but I'm really excited that we were able to sort of iron those things out in year 1. We're going into year 2 with steady enrollment, and excited to, if families are interested, certainly continue to explore all of the choices we have in IPS.
She says all this week the district will host back-to-school nights for families and kids so they can get situated and in the right frame of mind to head back to class next week. We have details of when and where they are on wishtv.com in this story. Let's go to Jane King now with your business headlines. She starts with Lilly's Alzheimer's treatment, and it's getting the green light in some places.
So European regulators said that Eli Lilly's Alzheimer's treatment Kisunla should be approved for a select group of patients. So that does change course from the initial recommendation, which was to reject the drug. So this medicine was shown to slow patients' decline, but it did come with some side effect concerns. So after an appeal by Lilly, regulators said it should be approved for use, but only for patients whose genetic profile leaves them at lower risk of brain swelling and bleeding. Well, President Trump and the European Commission President Ursula von der Leyen announced the U.S. has reached a trade deal with the European Union. This deal imposes a 15% tariff on most European goods, including cars. Some products, including aircraft, some chemicals and pharmaceuticals, will not be subject to tariffs. Now, the EU is the largest trading partner of the U.S., and Indiana exports more than $15 billion a year in goods and services to the European Union, led by pharmaceuticals. Elsewhere, AI is changing how we buy airline tickets. Instead of fixed fares, Delta's using AI to make airfare more personal than ever. So the system will analyze your habits, booking history, even the time of day to predict what you might pay. By the end of the year, Delta aims to set 20% of ticket prices using AI, a 7-fold increase from a year ago. And Panera Bread will lay off hundreds as it ends fresh dough production. USA Today reports it will shut down bread production in areas where business is slow right now, and then plans to shutter all of the remaining fresh dough facilities within the next 2 years. The S&P 500 posted its 5th straight record close on Friday. All 3 major averages finished the week with gains, and we are looking higher this morning on the U.S.-EU trade deal. Live from the New York Stock Exchange, I'm Jane King.
Authorities say they plan to seek terrorism charges against a man accused of stabbing 11 people at a Michigan Walmart. The local sheriff's office says it happened Saturday afternoon at a Walmart in Traverse City. Investigators say 42-year-old Bradford Gilly attacked people at random with a pocket knife. All 11 victims are expected to survive. Witnesses say he screamed, "I don't care," over and over just before bystanders tackled him to the ground.
When you look at the collaboration that took place from the citizen involvement to all emergency services, to our transport teams, to Munson Medical Center, to the media, it is unbelievable, and I think that speaks volumes for the community that we live in.
Investigators say at this point a motive is not clear for the attack. Former South Bend Mayor and Transportation Secretary Pete Buttigieg now lives in Traverse City. He issued a statement after the attack saying, "Chasten and I are shaken by the awful and senseless violence at a Walmart earlier today. We're thinking of everyone affected and hoping and praying for a speedy recovery for all of those who were injured." Now to sports here. Colts watch. The Colts are set to put on pads for the first time at training camp this morning. Today's practice is from 10 to 11:15 this morning at Grand Park in Westfield. Tickets are free, but you do have to pay to park. It's a parking fee from the city. Colts are set to hold their first night practice at camp this Thursday, 8 p.m. Indiana Fever are now 3-0 against the Chicago Sky, winning without either team's most popular player on the court. Kelsey Mitchell was again the star, hitting 7 3-pointers and scoring a season high of 35 points as the Fever beat the Sky in Chicago 93-78. Mitchell also set a team record, surpassing 500 total points in the Fever's 26th game. Caitlin Clark set that record before in 29 games last year. Both Clark and the Sky's Angel Reese missed the game because of injuries. The Fever say there's still no timeline for Clark's return. Fever play the Mercury at home at 7 o'clock on Wednesday. This has been your News 8 Daily and Daybreak Drive-In. From Wish TV, I'm Hannah Mordeau. Watch us on Wish TV and wishtv.com.
This is the News 8 Daily 8 podcast, a Wish TV News 8 update on demand for even more on demand and on the go. Connect with Wish TV on Facebook at wishtv.com and on the free Wish TV mobile app. Thank you for listening, and be sure to like, subscribe, and follow this podcast for updates every weekday morning on the All Indiana Podcast Network and wherever you get your podcast.